Apple may have accidentally stumbled into one of the smartest laptop strategies it has ever made, and it happened because of a supply problem. The MacBook Neo was supposed to be a simple low-cost experiment. A cheap Apple laptop aimed at students, first-time buyers, and anyone who wanted macOS without paying premium prices. But something unexpected happened. It sold way faster than Apple predicted, and now that success is forcing a major change much earlier than planned. The original Neo worked because Apple found a clever shortcut. Instead of designing a brand new chip for a budget laptop, they reused partially binned chips from the iPhone 16 Pro production line. Those chips had minor defects, usually one disabled graphics core, so they weren't suitable for flagship phones. But for a laptop, they were perfect. That meant Apple could build a surprisingly cheap machine using hardware that otherwise had limited use. It was efficient, profitable, and honestly pretty brilliant. The problem? Demand exploded. Apple reportedly moved through its entire stockpile of those spare chips much faster than expected. And now they're stuck. Reordering the old processors isn't simple because TSMC is already focused on newer generation production. Bringing old lines back online would cost Apple significantly more, enough to destroy the whole point of a budget laptop. So instead of paying extra for old chips, Apple may skip ahead. That's where the Neo 2 comes in. As production ramps for the iPhone 17 Pro and newer devices, Apple will again end up with imperfect chips from the new A19 Pro line. And rather than waste them, those chips may become the heart of the next Neo, launching much earlier than anyone expected. And this isn't just a small refresh. It could be a huge upgrade. The biggest change is memory. The first Neo came with 8 GB RAM. The new version is expected to jump to 12 GB. That sounds minor on paper, but in real use, it changes everything. More tabs, more apps, smoother multitasking, and way less slowdown. Performance should also climb noticeably. Early expectations suggest around 10% better single-core speed, stronger multi-core output, and a major graphics boost, enough to make the Neo 2 feel much closer to premium Apple laptops for everyday tasks. Storage could also improve. Faster internal SSD speeds mean apps reopen quicker, browser tabs stay loaded longer, and the whole system feels more responsive under pressure. Battery life may stretch even further too. The first model already lasted all day. With a more efficient A19 architecture, Neo 2 could push even closer to the battery endurance of the much more expensive MacBook Air. And if Apple updates charging speeds as expected, this might become the best student laptop they've ever released. What makes this story fascinating is that none of this may have been the original plan. Apple created a cheap laptop using leftover hardware, people bought too many of them, and now that demand is forcing an early next-gen release. A supply chain problem is turning into a massive upgrade for buyers. And if the price stays near $599, the Neo 2 might become one of the most disruptive laptops Apple has launched in years.